U.S. President Donald Trump held a campaign-style rally in Michigan on Tuesday to celebrate his first 100 days in office. In a speech frequently targeting Democrats and touting what he said were a series of economic victories.
This is the best, they say, 100-day start of any president in history, and everyone is saying it. We've just gotten started. You haven't even seen anything yet. It's all just kicking in.
Despite recent polling showing dwindling confidence in Trump's economic vision, Trump cast his steep tariffs on China and other trading partners as a lifeline for places like Michigan, and said they could lead to a resurgence in domestic manufacturing.
They all want to come back to Michigan and build cars again. You know why? Because of our tax and tariff policy. You finally have a champion for workers in the White House, and instead of putting China first, I'm putting Michigan first, and I'm putting America first.
At one point, Trump paused to show supporters video of alleged gang members deported by his administration being put in prison, to cheers from the crowd. He also forcefully attacked Democrats, repeatedly mocked his predecessor Joe Biden, and renewed his criticisms of Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell.
Interest rates came down despite the fact that I have a Fed person who's not really doing a good job, but I won't say that. I want to be very nice. I want to be very nice and respectful to the Fed. You're not supposed to criticize the Fed. You're supposed to let him do his own thing, but I know much more than he does about interest rates, believe me.
Polls show Americans have cooled on aspects of Trump's performance in recent weeks. In a three-day Reuters Ipsos poll completed on Sunday, 42% of respondents approved of Trump's performance so far, while 53% disapproved. That's down from 47% approval in the Reuters Ipsos poll in January. Just 36% of respondents approved of Trump's economic stewardship, the lowest level in his current or prior term.
He's been the tailor to the last 3 popes. And Raniero Mancinelli is busy preparing the white vestments that could be worn by the next pontiff. With the identity of the new pope remaining a mystery until after the secret conclave, he is preparing small, medium and large versions that can be donned at short notice.
Making these 3 robes, the day he will go onto the balcony, I think that one of them should fit well, reasonably well, if not perfectly. We just try.
He had not yet been formally commissioned by the Vatican for the job, but his over 60-year-old tailor's shop in a Rome neighbourhood close to the Vatican has come to specialise in clerical attire. Each pope wore robes reflective of their own style.
There was no specific request, but maybe on the robe's fabric, for Francis, obviously, it had to be not too expensive, not valuable, a normal fabric. With Benedict, it was the opposite. Benedict preferred fabrics more valuable, precious, a little heavier, more beautiful, to be clear.
Mancinelli's services are in particular demand, with cardinals in Rome for the funeral of Pope Francis last weekend and preparing for the conclave that starts on May 7. However, he has been reluctant to provide new red robes for the cardinals, as one could be wearing the papal white.
Swedish police detained a 16-year-old early on Wednesday on suspicion of murder, authorities said, after 3 people were shot dead in the town of Uppsala the day before. The killings took place in a hair salon just as the university town, some 40 minutes north of Stockholm, was gearing up for Walpurgis Night, one of the country's busiest holidays. At a news conference, the police said they believed it to be an isolated event and not linked to the holiday celebrations. The local head of police told reporters it was too early to say if the shooting was gang-related. But, he added, it was one of the theories they were pursuing particularly intensively. Sweden has suffered from a wave of gang-related violence for more than a decade that has included an epidemic of gun violence. The Swedish prosecution authority said investigators were gathering information, with police conducting interviews and analysing mobile phones, among other materials that have been seized.
Spain and Portugal ground to a halt on Monday after an Iberian Peninsula-wide blackout delivered a stark reminder of how dependent on power modern life is. While other countries in the world, most notably South Africa, have learned to cope with such blackouts, the scale of Monday's outage was rare in Europe. Here's how it caused chaos. The power failure at around midday saw people trapped in lifts and stuck in metro and train carriages. As electricity failed to return, evacuations took place through tunnels and on train tracks. Puerto Rican Ana Cordero was stranded on a train to Madrid for 3 hours with no information.
After, I would say, an hour, the battery died down of the train, and then that's it. The bathrooms weren't working, and so it's so stupid because everything was electronic, even to wash your hands. You couldn't, you had to press a button for it, and it wasn't working.
Phone and internet signal came and went before dropping entirely. Unable to receive news through phones or the internet, people turned to car or analogue radios, if they still had them. Roads turned to gridlock with traffic lights out, and people struggled to navigate without mapping apps to guide them. With cash machines and electronic payment systems down, many large supermarkets and stores closed. Stores quickly ran out of basic provisions, with others facing losses from products unable to be refrigerated. Some taxis refused to take passengers without cash.
Facebook parent Meta has set out its next moves on AI. Boss Mark Zuckerberg took the stage in California during the company's first conference for artificial intelligence developers. He revealed a new application programming interface, or API, which allows programmers to more easily build AI products using Meta's Llama model. Zuckerberg said they would be able to customize and integrate the best bits of rival bots.
So if another model, like if DeepSeek is better, or if Quen is better at something, then now as developers, you have the ability to take kind of the best parts of the intelligence from the different models and produce exactly what you need, which I think is going to be very powerful.
Meta didn't say what it would charge for the new tool, which is currently available as a preview for select customers. Rival OpenAI, creator of ChatGPT, makes most of its revenue from such APIs. Tuesday also saw Meta launch a new standalone AI assistant app. Chief Product Officer Chris Cox said a priority was to make the new bot sound natural.
We were very focused on the voice experience, the most natural possible interface. So we focused a lot on low latency, highly expressive voice.
Reuters has previously reported that Meta plans to test a paid subscription service for its AI chatbot in the second quarter.
We are bearing huge losses. Not just the hawkers, but hotels, vendors, drivers who have purchased cars on loans and must pay their installments. They are all incurring losses. Almost 90% of people of Kashmir are dependent on tourism. There are no other ways to earn a living. This is the only industry which was giving us our livelihood. But since the Pahalgam attack, business has taken a hit. It has come down 90%.
I used to guide tourists here, and I used to be so busy that I had to choose from my several clients. And now, as you can see, I am wandering without work.